Khalil Shakir had a fantastic 2024, and by the end of 2025, he'll be in superstar conversation. But first things first, I just want to show you guys these season stats from NFL wide receivers, and this stat that I'm filtered by receiving EPA is basically the importance that your receiving yards and your receptions have towards your team scoring points on a given drive. And so you guys can see on the screen right here, Khalil Shakir ranked 16th in the NFL in wide receiver EPA, just behind Darnell Mooney, Jameson Williams, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas Jr., who all had great years last year, and just above Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, and Jawan Jennings, who I think NFL fans also believe are pretty good wide receivers. And another stat that I wanted to point out was the average wide receiver separation on a given catch. Khalil Shakir actually ended up ranking second in the NFL just behind Marvin Mims Jr., who I was surprised had such a good year last year. And last but not least, yards after catch, Khalil Shakir ranked second in the NFL just behind Jamar Chase with 618 yards after the catch. And so now take a quick look at Khalil Shakir's career receiving stats. So in 2024, Khalil Shakir had 821 yards on 76 receptions with 4 touchdowns. Now we take a quick look at the player splits, which is really what I'm going to be breaking down in this video the most. So these splits are broken up into the air yards per pass that he caught. So we have short, which is under 10 pass air yards, intermediate, which is 10 to 19 air yards, and then deep, which is 20 or more air yards on a catch. And just by taking a quick look at these stats, you'll see that Khalil Shakir had the most success on the short routes where he caught passes that were under 10 air yards, where he had 69 catches for 637 yards, and all 4 of his touchdowns came on those short passes. And when we're looking at his receiving EPA, he got 38 of his 40 receiving EPA on those short passes. And on the intermediate ball, he caught 4 passes on 10 targets for 63 yards and no touchdowns. And on deep passes, he had 3 catches on 11 targets for 121 yards. So you see, while he had a lot of yards on those deep passes, you will see his receiving EPA on those deep passes was a negative 1.1 because of the fact they did drop 8 targets. But without further ado, it's time to get down into some Khalil Shakir film. I have about 10 plays that I want to get into, so let's get into it. And the way that we're going to be breaking down this Khalil Shakir film is by his alignment in the offense. So we have a wide alignment, a slot alignment, and a tight alignment. I only have one play in the tight alignment that I'm going to be showing you guys, but just for reference, in a wide alignment, Khalil Shakir ran 98 routes and he had 32 targets. Meanwhile, in the slot, he had 221 routes ran, so he was a very slot-heavy receiver last year with 58 targets coming from the slot. Without further ado, let's get into this first play right here. This is going to be against Tennessee. It was an 18-yard pass over the middle, 4th quarter, 3rd and 6. You guys will see right here, Khalil Shakir lined up on the top of your screen right there out wide. He motions in and he runs a little drag route. Now, you guys will see he just stopped. And one of the things that I'm going to be continuing to mention is he finds a soft spot in the zone. So you guys see right here, you rewind just a little bit right here. You guys see he sees these 2 defenders right here, and he just stops right in the middle of them, finds the wide open gap. Josh Allen finds him, hits him right there, makes a man miss like Khalil Shakir always does, and he runs forward for about 18 yards. Alright, so now we're still in the wide alignment plays for Khalil Shakir. This play came against Kansas City in the first quarter with about 7:35 left. So you guys will see Khalil Shakir on the top of your screen. I'm circling him right now with my mouse. And you see right here is on the outside. Have Curtis Samuel in motion and Khalil Shakir. Once again, going to find the soft spot in the zone. Or no, this play. Sorry, I'm remembering this incorrectly. This play I want to show that Josh Allen is under pressure, right? You see right here, Khalil Shakir is behind a linebacker. And Josh Allen is being pressured by a defensive lineman right to his right. But he knows that Khalil Shakir is the biggest quarterback safety net in the NFL. What he does is Josh Allen throws his ball while Shakir is literally right behind a linebacker, but Khalil Shakir keeps running. He's finding his way into that open zone, and there we go. He makes a nice diving catch for Josh Allen. With Khalil Shakir, I think you could tell from just those first 2 plays that he is best when he works the middle of the field. You guys saw in that first play, he found the soft spot in the zone. The second play, he was just a Josh Allen safety net. He ran right past the linebacker, right in the middle of the field. And this play, you're going to see even more so why I believe the middle of the field and in between the hashes is where he works the best. So you'll see Khalil Shakir is right here. Curtis Samuel is to his outside, but I believe he does go in motion on this play. And which he does right there. And Khalil Shakir, you'll see he's going to run a route right over the middle of the field in between the hashes, his best spot. And because of his speed and his yard after catch ability, he makes a bunch of man miss. He breaks a couple tackles, and he finds himself in the end zone after a 51-yard touchdown. Now, this play right here comes against Detroit. It was the first quarter with 11:57 on the clock, so early in the game. And this play is actually an incompletion, But I did want to point this out just because, you'll see the positioning that Khalil Shakir gets. This is a deep route, one of the first deep routes that we're going to be looking at for Khalil Shakir right here. You'll see he's going to be on the bottom of your screen right here. Not open, no one's open. Josh Allen's pump faking across the field like Josh Allen does. And just kind of chucks it deep to Khalil Shakir. And right here you see Shakir does technically have a step on his man, but he was kind of just running like just a random route because he just couldn't get open. But what happens here is you'll see Khalil Shakir is going to box out his opponent or his defender, and he's actually going to get good positioning on this ball. And unfortunately does drop it because I'm going to continue this play right here. The defender's just bringing him down. He's tackling him to the ground, holding his arms. So nothing Shakir could really do there. But you'll see, and I'll slow the video down just a little bit. I just want you guys to watch Shakir. He does not really have the best positioning for this play. And right here, there's literally no wiggle room for Josh Allen to make this throw because he's being pressured right there. But Shakir getting his positioning deep, getting his hands on the ball with the defender just has a pass interference that was not called on the play. But what I want to really emphasize to you guys is Khalil Shakir has that deep play ability. He can get positioning on those deep balls. It's just that unfortunately in this circumstance, the guy just had a crazy pass interference, but the refs just didn't call it. So of course, it's going to be an incomplete play. But I thought it was important to show you guys that Khalil Shakir, while the majority of his plays come in the short range, he could get open deep. He could make some plays deep. Just unfortunate circumstance right there. And now this last play comes against Baltimore in the wild card round. This came in the first score at 9:56 left. You'll see Khalil Shakir at why this is the last play in the wide alignment for Khalil Shakir. He's going to motion inside though, and once again you'll see him working the middle of the field, working right up in between the safeties, in between the hashes, and makes a deep play, a 34-yard catch over Brandon Stevens. Now again, this play I just wanted to show you guys because of his big play ability. He's not just limited to those short routes. I know that a majority of his success came on those short routes, but Khalil Shakir has that big play ability. His speed, his yards after catch ability is insane. He can get open deep at will. So in this play right here with Khalil Shakir, this is actually his first target of the season, and I want to show you guys is his off-script play ability and why he was so good with Josh Allen last year and why he could take an even bigger step forward right here. So you'll see on this play right here, Khalil Shakir is going to be in the slot. First play in the slot for him. You'll see Josh Allen's under pressure. Pockets collapsing. He's got to scramble out. And Shakir, once again, finds that open spot in the zone. And you'll see right here, when Josh Allen's finally ready to throw the ball, Shakir wide open in the zone. And he's going to absolutely truck, but he breaks a tackle and makes a couple men miss after the play. And getting, I think that was 17 yards on the first play of the season. And now this next play is going to come from week 2 against the Miami Dolphins in the second quarter. Khalil Shakir, you're going to see him in the slot right here. And once again, I just want to point out his ability to get open in a zone defense. You'll see right here, he gets inside right there, and he finds number 11, I believe that's David Long Jr. He's going to be looking the other way. He stops on an absolute dime. Josh Allen finds him right in between the defenders, and Khalil Shakir makes a great catch in coverage. And that's another thing that I don't know if I have enough clips of that in this video, but Shakir, one of the best parts of his game is that he makes a bunch of catches in traffic. He does not let a defender running at him stop him from making a play. And I actually wanted to show this play from the end zone view just so you guys could really see how Khalil Shakir found the open spot in the zone. So see right here, he's kind of just, he's selling the vertical route to David Long Jr. He's going to think that he's going to be cutting inside, but Shakir stops on a dime. You guys see right in between those two defenders, absolutely beautiful work, and Josh Allen fires the ball inside to Shakir. And like I was just saying, Khalil Shakir does not let a defender running at him stop him. So see Khalil Shakir in the slot right here. He's going to be firing over the middle where he works his best inside the hash marks, and he gets absolutely walloped by Jordan Poyer right there. Actually, it slows down so you guys see literally right here. He's in a position where he's right in between 3 defenders. Jordan Poyer right here is firing right at him, and it's actually hit him right in the head. I actually got another 15 yards for unnecessary roughness, but Shakir makes the catch and does a little celebration for that first down. And now this play for Khalil Shakir is going to show off his yards after the catch ability and just ability to get open and make a man miss after the play. So see right here, he runs a little drag route, which he ran a lot of last year. Makes a man miss, little spin move, gets hit, demolished, doesn't matter, still scores a touchdown. And this is something I want to point out. He was great at these underneath little drag routes. His releases were perfect. He gets off the line super, super fast, and he's just able to make a man miss because of his just straight line speed. Gets past number 24, does a little spin move, and gets into the end zone. Shakir is fantastic on those routes last year. Now this play for Shakir right here, you see just went in motion. He's going to be in the slot. This play was against Baltimore. We were down 21-3 at this point in the game. And let me tell you something. We needed a big time play. And you guys see right here, Josh Allen. The pocket is going to start to collapse, and no one's really open. I guess you could swing this ball down to, I believe that's Todd Johnson right there. Keon Coleman, maybe he's kind of in between these defenders. That's actually a good route by Keon Coleman right there getting open. But you see the pockets collapsing. Josh Allen has nowhere to go. And Shakir just kind of just standing on the sideline. But what Shakir does is he sees the ability to make a play right here. He sees this big patch of grass right here. And he sees this safety coming down. So what Shakir does is he keeps running up the field. You see he gets wide open right there. Off script, that was the best part of his game, or one of the best parts of his game last year, the off script ability. I see that ball fires in right there to Khalil Shakir. Tries to make a man miss, gets tackled at the 3, but either way, that's a 52-yard gain in a game where they were down 21-3 off script. Josh Allen had nowhere to go, and still, some way, he finds Khalil Shakir for 52 yards. And once again, one of the reasons why I believe that Khalil Shakir will be a superstar next year in the NFL is because I believe if they implement, or if Joe Brady implements more deep routes into his game, just even if he's just in the slot, just implementing more deep routes for Khalil Shakir, he can make a play. And this is a great example of it. This is against the Los Angeles Rams. First play of the fourth quarter, we were down by, I believe, 2 or 3 scores. Shakir, he's gonna be in the slot right here. What he's gonna be doing, he's gonna be running like a little out and up route right here. So Shakir, he runs out, and normally, I believe this is an option route. So if this defender is further down, maybe he could stop right here on a dime. But he sees that this cornerback is down right here, taking a lot of attention on Amari Cooper. So Shakir does, he cuts up the field, and Josh Allen fires a bullet to him and makes a huge catch in traffic. I believe that was Cam Curl in coverage right there. We're going to go right back to it. You guys see right here. Khalil Shakir gets wide open. He gets above that cornerback number 24. And right there, that safety, I believe that's Cam Curl right there. Josh Allen sees an opening. He fires it to Khalil Shakir, and Shakir makes a beautiful play on the ball. And what I think could have made this play even better is, obviously I'm not a play caller, but if Matt Collins is running more of an in route and not like a post route, not out route kind of, I believe that would have given Shakir just enough room to score a touchdown. That shows the ability that Khalil Shakir has. He can make a play no matter what. And now, last but not least, is the last play from Khalil Shakir that I want to show you guys. This is him in a tight alignment. You'll see him down on the bottom of the screen right here. This is another deep play for Khalil Shakir because I want to show you guys he has that big play ability. He isn't limited to just those short routes. See, Shakir gets a good release off the line, gets right behind that linebacker, and Josh Allen fires a dart to Khalil Shakir for a gain of 24 yards. And this is something I want to see more of from the Bills in 2025, getting Khalil Shakir on these deep crossing routes because he is able to make a play every single time he does. These crossing routes, the drag routes, really just anything inside the hash marks. But honestly, any deep play where he can just use his speed and his ability to get open to his advantage, I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. You see why he had the second best separation in the NFL last year, torching his cornerback right there, getting a nice game for 29 yards. So after watching that film, I wanted to really just show you guys the ability of Khalil Shakir to get open at any point of the field. Yards after catch ability, his ability to find the soft spot in the zone, and his ability to break tackles, which I think I showed off pretty nicely. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you believe that Khalil Shakir can be a superstar in 2025? I just showed you guys why I believe he can, but I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.